Today, the Sooner Magic Bros talk about all the Sooners ready for SEC football. We had a major problem against Houston, but did the Oklahoma Sooners right their wrongs against Tulane? Find out now with the Sooner Magic Bros. Yeah, baby!
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Sooner Magic Bros. It's your boy Derek.
Johnny Johns, and we're here to talk about Oh yeah, we're gonna just let it be known right now.
Yeah, no,
if adult language offends you, we are sorry. We'll try to keep it down to a minimum.
We're getting better at it, I think.
Right. But anyway, it's Boomer Sooner time, guys. Last week, we'll take it back to last week. We didn't do a video. We were both tied up, busy. I was on the OCF.
A few times, yeah.
Live a couple times, though.
Great shows.
I'm glad you liked them. But anyway, we didn't do one on this podcast. And going into it, Sooner fans were super concerned. That offense, that's got to be. It wasn't a great feeling. I mean, we're going into a game against Tulane where we're wondering, are we going to win it or not?
Yeah.
And the offense just looked anemic. And only thing I could compare it to is the year we had Spencer Rattler, where we had to beat West Virginia 16-13, and there was a close one against Nebraska where I think we barely scored like 20-something points. And overall, just the injuries are also piling up. We can't act like it's not happening. It 4 out of your 5 best wide receivers are out. Four different guys that's played center, I guess. And Derek had mentioned on that last video, Bill Bedenbaugh does do a lot of musical chairs, and it seems like, sometimes it takes a while. He usually gets it right, or at least gets it where it's acceptable eventually.
Yeah.
It doesn't help when you got guys just getting hurt left and right, but I went into the game thinking, dude, just get anything going. I understand that we're dealing with a lot of injuries. I get it, but we got to make something happen. I don't care. Taylor Tatum, he's the number 1 running back recruit in the country. I know he's a true freshman, but very talented running back. And get him the ball, throw him some screens, get him a few touches each quarter. And Deion Burks is a playmaker, and I know they've been getting him the ball and whatnot, but you can't just throw him the ball every play. That running game's got to get going. We got to Jackson Arnold's fast. Have a couple quarterback design runs or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Right, and they did get him involved in the running game, and he did great. It really reminded me a lot of Jason White, his redshirt sophomore year, 2001. He was a redshirt sophomore, and I remember he came in against Texas, and I think he had like over 100 yards rushing, maybe over 100-something yards passing, and he did just enough to move the chains and keep their offense off the field, and it helped us win the game. And I felt like Jackson Arnold, the thing I really want people to look at when you go back and you rewatch this game, I want you to look at the first touchdown, and I want you to look at the last touchdown. That guy literally put the team and the offense on his back on both of those touchdowns. Yeah. He's dead to rights. It's a shitty snap that he has to bobble. There's 2 guys. I'm thinking he's going to get tackled for a loss of a couple yards, and he turns it into a touchdown. He literally, it was like a put the team on his back type deal. And then the very last touchdown, I think it was 3rd and 11 or 3rd and 12, and there's a few guys on the offense that does a horrible job. That they get whipped. Offensive line gets whipped right away, and he kind of does the opposite of what he had done on that play where he threw the pick 6, where he sees Deion Burks, say, that's my guy. When I'm in trouble, that's who I'm looking for. So I understand but he really, that one guy ended up missing the tackle. He should have just took off and ran with it. And maybe he had that in the back of his mind that if I'm in that situation again and it's a missed tackle, I'm either going to take off and run, or if they get me, I'm just going to go down with the football. Who cares? We'll punt and we'll play for the next series. But he ended up taking off, and just 5-starred his way into the end zone, and we needed it. And Yeah, I know. So overall, I'm happy with the win. We knew going into this that Tulane was a quite a bit better football team than Houston or Temple. They're a lot better than Maine. So when it comes to the non-conference schedule, they are the toughest team that we're going to have to play out of the non-conference schedule. And the way I've just looked at our season as a whole is you need to win all 4 of them non-conference games. You have to. You cannot afford to slip up and lose a game against a Tulane or a Houston. You cannot do it, because we are really banking on the fact that we can win all 4 non-conference games and then possibly win maybe 5 of the 8 conference games. And that way you get up to 8 or 9 wins. We really want at least 9 or 10. And some people may laugh. Oklahoma 9 or 10. Well, that's how you do it. You got to win the 4 non-conference, and you got to win 5 or 6 of the conference games. And as it sits right now, moving forward, the 2 of the best teams that we do have to play in the conference is Tennessee's one of them. Tennessee, Texas, Alabama. When I think of like Ole Miss, those are 4 really, really good teams.
Still got Missouri to play.
Missouri's a pretty solid football team.
I don't know if LSU will still be ranked by the time we play.
Right.
But they could be.
I feel like Missouri and LSU are pretty good teams. I don't think they're on the level of Tennessee, Texas, Alabama, and Ole Miss. So, but they're still good though. But Oklahoma, I wanted to see progress, and a 34. It should have been 34-12 if Jackson Arnold just doesn't, just take the sack, or better yet, take off running like he did on that touchdown. And you never know what might happen. I mean, it may end up being a first down. It may have been a 5-6 yard gain before they tackle you, but it definitely ain't a pick 6 going the other way. And but he, hey, good news is it didn't cost us the game, and it's something he can learn on, this week and in the future.
Yeah.
But the takeaways that I really had from this game is I'm glad that the offense just did something. I know they sputtered a little bit in the second half. They come out real strong. We were like, nice, this is more like it right here. It was 21-0, and another thing we want to point out is the touchdowns that Tulane got. That we made him earn that touchdown.
Yeah, he had to earn it for sure. Those were very tough plays on both sides. Really, they had to thread the needle just right, and that one was like an inch.
Right.
Inches that actually they had to review it forever. The guy was going down with the ball, and it would just barely cross the end zone. They had to earn it. For sure. And
then what about the one where the tight end, I think it was a tight end, he throws it and Billy Bowman almost gets a hand on it, barely goes over his hand. Dude has to make an incredible catch, And I believe both of them were on 4th down. So, I mean, we forced them to make these incredible plays on 4th down that they earned those touchdowns that they got, and they made it more interesting. And I'll be honest, on one hand, I'm like, God, we made that game more interesting than it should have been. If Jackson Arnold don't throw that pick 6, or say on 4th down that dude don't barely get it by inches, or the other guy don't barely jump up. I mean, he barely fits it in between like 3 Sooners. Yeah. And super tall tight end jumps up there, grabs it, gets his feet in bounds, and both of them I think were on 3rd down if memory serves. But R. Mason Thomas.
Oh yeah.
A star was born.
Yeah,
a star was born in this game, and that dude, I loved it whenever he made one sack and another sack, and then he's like,
what was a star born? What's going on here?
Well, I mean, hey,
is this?
It was awson. He's like, hey, I don't know. I'm just here eating. I'm just here eating. It was awesome.
It's not that special.
Like, it's no big deal.
I do this all the time.
This is just me being R. Mason Thomas. But
like
whatever combination we had on those last couple drives, and it did seem like OU did kind of turn on that switch with about, I don't know, 6 about 6 minutes left. It did seem like they turned on the switch with about 6 minutes left. All of a sudden that defense was eating again. Jackson Arnold was doing what he had to do to make plays, and I know we can't make a living off him having 100 yards rushing every game. I get that. But right now, when you got 4 of your 5 best wide receivers not playing, and you got a lot of your offensive linemen out, you got to just pick up yards and points and however you can do it. And that was the way we were able to do it today, and that's how we did it. And I'm happy that we just did something, you know.
Me too.
And I loved it that Taylor Tatum was involved, because we both agreed
cool.
that Taylor Tatum needs to be more involved in this offense, and there needs to be more quarterback run. And I get it, they don't want to get him hurt, but you know, what's it matter if you got 2-3 losses in a matter of no time, you know? So Tennessee looks pretty good. That team down there in Austin, Texas, I hate to say it, they look like they don't suck. I mean, I'm not going to say they're good, because I'm an OU fan. I'm not going to do that.
I'll still say they suck, even though, I'm just going to say it. I'll say it for you guys. They still suck, you know.
Right.
And then somehow, I'll find a way somehow. They suck.
I hope we find a way to beat them.
Well,
you know, and
we better.
The Quinn Ewers guy went down. I haven't looked, because I'm not a Texas fan, so I'm not hardcore watching them, but I do watch them because they're, you know, it's a team we got to play every year. But Quinn Ewers went down, which is not a shocker. That guy has never played a whole season without being hurt. He's a really good quarterback, and he's played in a ton of big games. I mean, he's played in conference championships, he's played in playoffs, he's played in Red River rivalry games, he's played in games on the road against Michigan, he's played in games, 2 different games against Alabama. He's played in a lot of big games, so his experience is a big deal for Texas. But that Arch Manning, I think they're kind of in a similar situation we were in, where there's been numerous times that we got 2 really good quarterbacks on our roster. I think we may be that way even now.
That's what I was going to say. I think we have 2 great quarterbacks right now.
Right.
Not as much experience for Michael Hawkins.
Right.
But Arch didn't really have very much experience either, right?
He did not. Yeah.
You never know, man.
You never know.
And
Caleb Williams didn't either. When Caleb Williams come off the bench.
People are just ballers.
I remember there was a time where we had Josh Heupel, Nate Hibble, and Jason Light all on the roster at the same time. And I also remember a time where we had Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield on the roster at the same time. And, you know, of course, everybody remembers the time when we had, you know, frickin' Spencer Rattler and Caleb Williams on the roster at the same time. They were both college football starting quarterbacks, NFL draft picks, you know. So I think Texas has that going on. They finally caught up to Oklahoma. They finally gotten to that point where they can have like 2 good quarterbacks on the roster. So congratulations on that. And they're number 1 right now in the rankings. And man,
it's been a long time. Yeah. How many years has it been since they've been number 1? I just heard it a couple minutes ago, and I forgot how many years it's been.
I would imagine it's been a while. I would imagine it maybe 05, maybe, because I don't think they were number 1 in 2009. So they may have been number 2, but if I had to guess, it'd be 2005. And even 2005, I don't think they were number 1 to the last game, because they were probably number 2 most of the season on that one as well. So, but yeah, it's exciting right now. It's good times.
Yeah.
I mean, this is great times. There's this one kind of felt like a little bit of a wacky week. I know, I don't bet football. I would never do that. That's illegal. I play for fun, for points. You win the most points, you're the winner.
Yeah.
But my points and my for fun gambling that I do, I did not do very well at all this week, because nothing went the way I thought it was going to go. Like, I took Purdue. I thought they'd maybe have a close game with Notre Dame, because Notre Dame hasn't really impressed me, and they didn't do all that well. I took Wisconsin with the points, thinking that maybe they would, stay within 2 touchdowns maybe of Alabama. They're at home. That didn't happen. I took Tulsa, getting the points. That didn't work out. OSU blew them out.
You picked like the biggest blowouts on both that thing.
I swear I picked a bunch. I took Tulane, and on one I was giving up 17, I was getting 17. Won that one, but the other one I was only giving up 14 against him. I lost that one. So
that Mexican food was delicious.
Yeah, I had we did not bet money. That's illegal.
We bet dinner on it.
We bet dinner on it because that's illegal. We would never do that.
Yeah.
So we bet dinner on that. Okay, and it was Casino Domino's dinner actually, and it was really freaking good.
We settled on a 14-point spread, I think.
We settled on a 14,
and I won it by 1 point. Man.
Right. But hey, sometimes
1 point, man. Sometimes that's what it is.
Truth is, we were both winners, because we got to eat Casino Domino's.
Oh, yeah.
And it was delicious. And we got to enjoy Oklahoma actually covering the damn spread, so that was awesome. But overall, man, I feel like it's not as doom and gloom as it was, and we got an exciting matchup coming up this week.
Oh yeah,
Tennessee's coming to town.
I want to try to go to it if
Me too.
Possible.
We got to play. I think we're playing on a Friday night. We're gonna play Show and Shawnee with the Van Halen tribute band that we both play in. I believe that's on a Friday, so I'm hoping it is. That's good. That way, Saturday we can get down there to Norman. But so there's a familiar face coming to town, Josh Heupel, and they look pretty salty. They look like the type of team that if we don't show up and we don't play our best, it could get ugly. But I mean, I'm going to be honest. I thought that even Tulane, it could be a bad day. I thought I could see us beating Tulane by a couple scores, and I could see Tulane beating us by a couple scores if we played bad. Luckily, we showed up and we played good enough to beat them by 15 or whatever it was. So it should have been more than that. It should have been 21. We should have beat them by about 3 scores at least. But I'll take the 15 points. I'm happy with that. But Tennessee, I'm excited for this one. Josh Heupel was my hero growing up. I mean, literally, he was my hero.
Yeah, you had a custom Miami jersey made, right?
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be like Tom Brady,
and I did too. It just what happened? He ended up getting injured again somehow or something. Or
he did. I think he broke his wrist or something like that, and he also had a shoulder injury while he was at OU. And to be honest with you, he wasn't even the same. Even like at the end of the season when we won the championship, Like when you watch the highlights of him against Florida State, we only scored 13 points in large part because he was playing hurt.
Yeah.
And when he was healthy, he was slinging it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Josh Heupel he was a pretty good passer. I'm not going to say he's had this great elite NFL arm, but he had a pretty good arm. He was very similar to Dylan Gabriel, matter of fact. There is highlights of him in '99 and the beginning of 2000 where he could sling the ball down the field. But towards the end of the season, he was throwing freaking wounded ducks, and a lot of people was like, well, he don't have an arm. Well, his arm was broke or hurt or whatever.
Yeah.
I think he had a shoulder injury, had a wrist injury.
He's left-handed too,
He's
right?
left-handed. I want to say his throwing shoulder or throwing wrist was hurt, so he was kind of he wasn't 100% by any means, but he was a very tough player, a very smart player, and Josh Heupel kick-started the whole everything that Oklahoma has been the past 25 years. Josh Heupel helped kickstart that. Before you had Jason White and Sam Bradford and Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray, you had Josh Heupel.
Yeah.
And it really, and Torrance Marshall and all those guys. And so anyway, I wish Josh Heupel nothing but the best. I want to see him win every game. Except this one.
Yes. We got to win this one, man.
Right.
It's going to be a tough one, man.
It's going to be a tough one, but it's going to be a fun. I hope it is too. I want to see one. I want to see a classic matchup. I wouldn't mind seeing it be like it was last time we played them, where it went down to the wire. There was the birth of Baker Mayfield.
Birth of Baker.
I hope we have the birth of Jackson Arnold or whatever, and I hope Jackson comes out and plays really well, and we're going to need him to if we want to win. And or we're going to need one of them other two to come out and play good. But
I think Jackson's got enough fight to.
He showed fight.
He had it that last game. I loved it. He was great.
He did.
He came out. Yeah, he was definitely putting the team on his back like a Superman cape.
Yeah,
I felt like great plays.
He responded the way I would like to see a guy respond when you're a quarterback playing, missing so many guys, and it's really so much is depending on you.
Yeah.
He knows he has to play a great game or we're probably screwed. So, yeah, he knows he's got to do something and literally put the team on his back. And I'm telling you, when you go back and rewatch the game, watch the first touchdown run he had and watch the last touchdown run he had. And I mean, it kind of just shows you the will, and it looked like a guy that wants to win to me. I mean, that's what it looked like. So I'm happy to see that. And I'm super excited about this game. This is the reason why we joined the SEC, for matchups like this.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go to Norman and not only see all the OU fans, I can't wait to see all the Tennessee fans and all the, crazy wahoos they're gonna have out there. Bunch of crazy yahoos. They probably they may have them big buses that's orange and white, and they got a cool looking orange. Their orange is a lot better looking than Texas's orange.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you
I
agree?
think so. Yeah, it
It's more of a nice.
looks a little more fresh. Not
A little
like
fresh.
it was overcooked.
Right. It's not overcooked or puke orange. It's a little cleaner, fresh, better looking orange.
I think it's way better than OSU's orange.
I do too. Absolutely, it does. I think it looks better than either one of them.
I really have no. They look pretty close though, but.
Right. They're similar.
I'm sure there's a
but
little difference. That,
Tennessee has
they're pretty
tradition,
close.
and I can guarantee you there's going to be fans that's going to
Oh, yeah.
travel. And I can't wait. We did play against Tennessee. They did travel pretty well when we played them last time. I believe it was 2014 because we played them down there 2015. It's either 13 or 14. I want to say we played them back to back, year to year. I don't think we skipped a year in between, but. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they traveled pretty well. Then I didn't go to that game though. I wasn't there in person. But I've been to. I was at the last time OU and Alabama played in Norman. I was at that.
That's the
one.
game I want to go to this year because I've never seen Alabama live and in person. Definitely want to see the OU Alabama game if I can.
Definitely.
Got to try to.
But,
Even if we just go tailgating, I think it'd be fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But even like the thing of it is. This is why we joined the SEC, so we can have game day crew. We haven't even mentioned that.
Oh, man,
there's
that's
a
gonna
good
be
chance
awesome.
game day crew's
Yeah,
gonna be there.
probably.
Have they made it official yet?
I don't know.
Because
One of these games, I'm sure.
if game
If
day,
we can stay undefeated, I
Right.
think. Or, if everything stays in a top 25
will
matchup,
game day crew
surely
be
one of
in
them.
Norman this Saturday?
Let's find out here.
That's what I know.
Google.
ESPN
Yeah.
College Game Day crew coming to Norman for Oklahoma's first SEC
Awesome.
game against Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So this is gonna be awesome.
We gotta at
This
least go tailgating to that one, man.
we are, no doubt about
if we can't get any tickets.
it. There is no doubt that
Awesome.
there's no doubt this is the reason why we did join the SEC. Big matchups like this, and already right off the bat, year one, Tennessee comes to town, big brand. Alabama comes to town, big brand. And some of the awesome road games. Going to LSU. If there's an away game that I go to, that's going to be one of the ones I'd like to go to.
Yeah.
Or Missouri. I know that their fans have been mouthy. I think it's because maybe they want a rivalry. They didn't have a rivalry with Arkansas. Maybe they thought they might have one with A&M since they
I
come
think
here
we
with
could
them.
maybe create a new one. I would be okay with that.
I guess they could replace OSU.
Yeah.
I guess maybe so. But anyway, man, I guess that's all, folks. I think we
Did
covered quite a bit.
Mason Thomas. Did
Oh
we
yeah, we
I think
mentioned
we
him.
did,
Yeah, he a star was born.
Yeah.
And-
great. Oh yeah, he's great. Yeah. I think is he? Yeah, I think he's great.
I think he's great. But and he really turned it on, and I'm hoping that's our Mason Thomas that we see against Tennessee
Oh,
and
yeah.
Texas.
We're gonna
and,
need it.
all
Gonna
these big
need it.
dogs. So, but yeah, Boomer Center, we're still in it. We're still alive, and you know what? We woke up today undefeated. So
Yes.
we woke up still being undefeated. We woke up 3-0, and 3-0 feels pretty good. So,
Yeah.
has it been pretty? No. But I think there's
I got
improvement,
faith.
and I have faith.
Yeah.
I do have faith. And
Yeah, I saw improvement, man. I liked it.
I'm not going to say the team is where they need to be right now because they're
No,
not.
not
but
yet.
I at least have some kind of faith that maybe they can get there. So
I feel a little better going into Tennessee than I did last week. So
right. But yeah, I guess that'll be it for now, guys. And we will see you next week. And if there's any other wild news that comes, and maybe one of us will do a live video or something.
Yeah.
We'll be on here. But
well, is it Boomer time? Boomer.
it's Boomer Sooner.
Boomer.
Sooner. Take it easy, guys. Beat Tennessee.
Yeah.